Everything in personal finance can be distilled to three basic principles. So number one is just spend less than you earn, which essentially means save money. Number two is make the money you have work for you. So once you've saved it, invest it. Make sure that it grows. Make sure that you take advantage of compound interest. And number three is once you've saved and invested, protect it, making sure you have an emergency fund. So there are a lot of people who write in and say that Mint has helped them get out of debt. You know, they had $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 worth of debt, and simply by seeing where they were spending all of their money and what their interest rates were, and finding potentially lower interest rates, they were able to pay off that debt. Often within 6 months or a year.
My sister-in-law introduced me to Mint.com and basically just told me about this really neat website and said, hey, you should log on to Mint.com. It'll really help you track your spending. It's very user-friendly, time-efficient, and it'll give you access to your accounts much faster than any other way that you could possibly get into your accounts. The feature I like most about Mint.com is that it will categorize your spending for you and really detail exactly where your money is going. And before, I really didn't have a very good idea of exactly where all of my money was going, so it was a really eye-opening experience once I started using Mint.com. And I believe that I identified some areas that I need to be a little bit more efficient in with my money.
Since the early 19th century, the stock market, although it's taken a big dive this year, has returned an average of about 7% return. And so if you put about $200 a month in for the next 5 years, and you were 25 or 30 when you started on that, you'd have about $1 million by the time you retire.
I want to make sure we're saving money and we can retire when we want to retire. You know, we've got life plans that we work with, financial professionals on, and this is just a great tool to help us realize and achieve those goals.
It's really opened my eyes to the importance of investments, and boy, it really showed me that I need to become a little bit more conscientious about my savings.
It gives us a GPS of where we are now, where we want to go in the future, and it provides us the tools to get there too. And it provides us the tools that we can customize in our own way. It doesn't tell us exactly how we need to get there, but it allows us to decide what we want to do in a fashion that we like. That's really big for me.
You never know when you're going to lose your job or get into a car accident or need medical help or some sort of procedure. So we recommend that people have an emergency fund, and we recommend if you're in your 20s and you don't have a house or too many other financial obligations, about $10,000 to $15,000. And if you're a little bit older, if you have a family, if you have a house, if job loss would be an even greater burden on you financially, you probably want $30,000 or more. And the last advice on preparing for the unexpected is only 29% of renters actually have renter's insurance, even though you can get it for about $150 a year. And so even if you're paying that for 5 or 10 years, it's going to be less than the cost of replacing a computer, a couch, or your belongings if they're lost, stolen, or damaged in a fire.